Go ahead and come into your seated position and bring your cannabis in between the palms of your hands. Hold her at your belly button. Close your eyes and connect to your breath. Slow inhales through your nose, tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Slow exhales through your nose. Visualize a golden grounding cord connecting you to Mother Earth below, to the Divine Mother above. As you inhale, visualize inhaling Shakti up that golden grounding cord out of Mother Earth's womb, flowing all the way up through your womb or Hara, through your heart, third eye, out your crown, up your golden grounding cord, flowing through Father Sun, the galactic sun, and into the cosmic womb. Feel your connection to both of your original mothers, Mother Earth below, Divine Mother above. Slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling, dropping into your body, relaxing on every exhale, letting go of any external distractions. Slowly inhaling Shakti up from Mother Earth's womb, along your golden grounding cord, down from the Divine Mother's womb, along your golden grounding cord. Feel your body inflating like a balloon. When you exhale, hum or sing out an Om. Feel the vibration flowing through your mouth, through your tongue, up through the roof of your mouth into your third eye. Feel it vibrating up and down your golden grounding cord. Inhaling Shakti from both mothers, sending that Shakti on your exhale with your hum or Om down your arms, through your golden infinity symbol that flows between your palms and through your sacred medicine. Feel your hum or Om reaching your sacred medicine, with the intention of your hum or Om being to restore cannabis to her highest frequency and invoking the higher self of cannabis to guide you on this evening's journey. And as you continue to breathe in your own rhythm, begin to ask the higher self of cannabis permission to imbibe her for this evening's ceremony. Feel, hear, receive her permission however you feel, hear, or receive it. And if you don't feel, hear, or receive anything, trust that she's giving you permission simply because you are asking. Continue breathing in your own rhythm, humming on the exhales or oming. Once cannabis has given you permission, ask your mind, body, and soul permission to receive the divine guidance from cannabis. Continue inhaling, inflating your body like a balloon. Exhaling, you can squeeze your pelvic floor. Feel it as a pump pushing your hum or Om up from your womb or Hara, all the way up to your third eye. Feel it vibrating through your tongue. Once you've given cannabis permission now, on your next inhale, inhale permission from cannabis through your golden infinity symbol, up your arms into your heart, down into your womb or Hara, and up into your third eye. And when you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor, hum or Om, send your permission down your arms through your golden infinity symbol to cannabis. Feeling the sacred exchange of permission flowing between her and you and her. And then on your next inhale, inhale gratitude for Mother Earth for giving birth to your sacred medicine. Inhale, feel your belly button pushing out into your hands, your sacred medicine. When you exhale, hum or Om, send a sacred offering of gratitude down your golden grounding cord into Mother Earth's womb. Om Namah Shanti. Om Namah Shanti. Om Namah Shanti. And then inhale. inhale gratitude for your divine parents for giving birth to the higher self of cannabis, along with your higher self. When you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor, hum or om, and send your sacred offering of gratitude up your golden grounding cord to your divine parents. Om Namah Shanti Shivaya. Om Namah Shanti Shivaya. Om Namah Shanti Shivaya. And then on your next inhale, inhale gratitude for all of your ancestors for choosing you to be the one to heal what they didn't heal. Inhale as much gratitude for them as you can. When you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor, hum or om, sending your sacred offering of gratitude out to every one of your ancestors. And then inhale gratitude for you, along with your intention for this evening's ceremony. When you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor, hum or om, sending out your gratitude and intention to every molecule of your mind, body, and soul. And then bring your sacred medicine up to your mouth. Speak, sing, chant, hum, express your sacred offering of gratitude along with your intention for this evening's ceremony. As you meet the 7 demons who are safeguarding your holy grail and who are the life force that keeps your ego alive and kicking and screaming and fighting and defending and reasoning and justifying and excusing and fearing and judging and shaming. The list goes on and on and on.
And as you're speaking to the medicine, ask her certain things, promise her certain things, that you will never abuse her, you will never become addicted to her, you will never check out with her, you will only use her for her highest purpose, which is to access your highest consciousness. Speak your intention into her. This is the oldest plant on the planet. This plant was left so that you can remember.
That's why our bodies came born with a built-in endocannabinoid system. We have more cannabinoid receptors in our brain and body than any other type of receptor. I wonder why. We are cannabis and she is us.
If used properly.
Well, she will only reveal her higher self, which is sacred and divine, when she's revered as sacred and divine.
So bring the pipe up to your mouth, take your lighter, and the way you're going to inhale, remember you're going to suck through a straw, inhaling her slowly, feeling her enter your body. First start with the stomach, chest, throat, head. When you've had enough, put down the pipe, put down your lighter, and take a couple of breaths more, but don't let the cannabis out. Just until your body is completely filled of oxygen and cannabis. And then from that position, rotate the body however you want to go. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, figure 8, you rotate the body out as much as you can until you meet the limits of your rotation. And wherever you meet tension, limitation, meet it, don't run through it. You'll come back to it later. Continue moving. Meet as much of it as you can, and then when you cannot hold the breath any longer, slowly exhale. Let the body relax. Let go of all the tension that you just met. Sit up, move around, move the body around a little before you imbibe again. We're going to invite you to imbibe 3 times this way. If you do not want to imbibe 3 times, it's okay.
And if you desire to imbibe more throughout the ceremony,
Please,
always
help
come
yourself.
back to your intention. What are you feeling? What's showing up for you? What do you want to go deeper into?
When we take you through the practice, we're going to give you breaks to get some water. We will now remind you that there is a ritual for even drinking water. Before that water goes down your throat, fill it in the mouth. The water has no structure. It needs a structure. Your body is 70% water. So you need to now structure that water because it's bland. And the best way to structure that water is to give it an I am frequency. So, I am joy, I am peace, I am abundance, I am love. So give it a high I am frequency before you swallow. Now you have just given that water structure of a higher frequency because our words is magic. So even in our thoughts, giving it an I am higher frequency will restructure that water and change you.
Hum that frequency into the water. You can visualize its molecular structure repatterning into the most beautiful sacred geometrical pattern. It's in alignment with your higher I am frequency. And when you swallow, visualize it flowing through your body's sacred waters, recalibrating them to your higher frequency. With every imbibe, visualize cannabis flowing into all that stuckness that you're needing, that you're feeling. Visualize her flowing directly into it. Feel it inflating like a balloon and then spiral. You can rock back and forth. You can tilt your pelvis from side to side. Feel the movement in your pelvis flowing up into your rib cage and shoulders, up into your neck, your cranium. Connect your body. Feel how whatever stuckness in your pelvis is flowing and connected to your rib cage and shoulders. How is that tension connected to your neck, your head? If you cough, tap it out, tap your heart, tap your lungs, tap your ribs. Cannabis is just burning away all those lower stuck frequencies. She's bringing your awareness there.
So as I said, go ahead and imbibe 3 times, then find yourself in what position would you like to start today, my life?
Something simple and gentle, love. You choose.
You funny lady.
I know.
I just asked you the same question that you're asking me.
And I told you something simple and gentle.
All right. How about we start off in child's pose? If you don't know what's child's pose,
You read my mind.
Get down on your knees and open your knees as far as they can until you meet that wall of pain, and then just inch back a little bit from that wall. Drop your body down in between that space you've just created. Let your arms stretch over your head. Let your forehead touch Mother Earth. Allow your toes to touch. Let the heel fall wherever it needs to, but please try and bring your toes together. When you've all checked in, now feel into your body, feel into the tightness, and breathe slowly. Keep your tongue touched to the roof of the mouth, right behind your teeth. And as you inhale through the nose, expand the belly, expand the upper stomach, expand the chest, expand the throat, expand the head. Hold, take your time, slow down the breath, become aware of the breath. Breath is life. When you're ready, slowly open the mouth, exhale slowly. As slow as you inhale, allow your body to exhale. And then when you get down to the bottom, when there's no more breath left in you, please hold and just relax. You're not gonna die. Hold. The human body can actually hold its breath for up to 4 minutes. Wim Hof can hold his for 28 minutes. There are yogis in the Himalayas who haven't breathed a single ounce of air in years. Breath is life. Become aware of your breathing. So slow the breath down as much as you can. Become aware of the body expanding out as you breathe. Become aware of the body contracting. Feel the ribs moving as you continue to contract. Feel your lung expand and contract. Drop into the body. Meet the body. Allow the breath to slow you down. Now, tonight's episode is going to be about ego, so please continue to be in this breath. Don't allow yourself to drift away. Become conscious of your breath at all times. Make sure you're breathing as deep as you can. Anytime you find your mind drifting away, come right back into the breath. Come back into the body. In about 2 minutes in this position, you are going to meet pain. The body is going to want to reject that pain. You want to pop out of this position. Hold. Hold.
Signifies the flight response. You want to run from pain.
Hold in that position. After 2 minutes, it'll settle down. Trust me, I've done this thousands of times and I've led thousands of people through this. Hold. Because after 2 minutes, the mind lets go of the concept of pain. And it's gone. And then if you can continue to breathe and be in the body and watch the breath slowly, play a game with yourself. See how long you can take to inhale, see how long you can take to hold. Always try and keep that in-breath and the out-breath the same, yo. Play with the top and the bottom as much as you can. So breathe. Now, tonight's topic is going to be about ego/trauma. So whenever we say your ego self, we are referring to your trauma self.
Which is your lower self. It's not your higher self. Trauma selves are the false identities created by the ego to keep you safe from feeling that pain of trauma again. Yet with the ego as a dictator, creates more and more demons, especially when those traumas are not healed.
So please continue to breathe and listen to the words that are being said to you and feel into them. Whatever it is that you're feeling. We are going to apologize now because we may go a little bit longer than the 2 hours that we normally do because we want to share a lot of information with you. Because these are important topics for us to understand during these times. And what do I mean by these times? Please continue to breathe. Drop into the body. Just hear my words and hear the frequency that's being thrown at you. Humanity is going through this has been proven by science. We are in a 12,000 year cycle. Every 12,000 years, this planet resets herself. Science has done its work and confirmed that. We are also in a 12,000 year solar cycle. The last time this happened was like the Ice Ages. So we are in that time again. There is no hiding from it. We cannot run from it. When we talk about people having third eye opening, this is what we mean by, this is our understanding of what a third eye opening looks like and feels like.
Our understanding, which is what we've experienced.
What we've experienced is this. We have allowed ourselves to let go, detach from everything. We have just set ourselves free. Free of the money system, we just unhooked the parachute and went, fuck it, we out. And landed inside of a volcano.
Yes, we did.
Without a care in the world. And dedicating between 3 to 5 hours every single day, deep in our pain bodies, taking you through, when we take you through a Kriya, what we have discovered in our bodies because we've not been taught by anyone. We are allowing our bodies to remember. And this is what we're sharing with you, is what we have remembered.
And where are those memories stored? In the body, in the fascia, which is your sacred record keeper of every memory of your soul. We're no different than you. You can remember too.
So when we share with you what we are remembering, again, if it's triggering to you, if it's fearful to you, please just feel into it. That's all we're asking you to do. Feel into it. Don't run from it. Feel into it. According to Vedic knowledge, which goes back thousands of years, we are in the very last stages of a yuga cycle. This happens every 12,000 years. The last date for this yuga cycle just passed. This was March 29th.
No, that was the alignments of the planets.
It was sometime this year. So we are in the stage of transition. Everything around you, once your third eye is open, you can clearly see everything in front of you.
Without illusions.
No illusions.
Created by the trauma cell.
So what we do, and that's why when we speak and we say we send our consciousness out into the universe to feel into the information field, because humanity is literally at an information overload. You can't even believe what's right or wrong or what's real and what's not. You are in that much of an illusion. It's like maximum capacity. So during these times, it just so happens that humanity is now facing at least 5 human extinction events lined up, and they're happening around you right now while we are in La La Land. The financial system is about to crash. The dollar is about to just disappear. The global system, the whole global system is about to reset. They've been telling you this, and you haven't been listening. It's happening right in front of your eyes. It's playing out in real time. The US dollar is literally falling apart in front of our eyes. The whole system is being reset. You are being taken off the US dollar reserve, and you are being ushered into an era of digital currency. And the only way they can do that is to unplug the whole system. Chaos. That's what you're about to face right now. Extinction event? No. But what this chaos is going to do is create a nuclear standoff. And that is human extinction event. And that, our best case scenario right now is if the US dollar crashes. And that's our best case scenario, because our other options are scarier than that. Because if we survive humanity's insanity that we're seeing unfolding every day in front of you, and believing that the world is okay, you are in so much trouble. Humanity extinction number 2. Open your eyes and feel into it. Don't be afraid to feel into it. The earth has never seen so many volcanoes active all at once. There are over 79 active volcanoes on this planet right now, and 20 of them are super volcanoes. 5 of them are getting super active. There is a 95% chance that at least 5 of them become super active within the next 24 months. If we survive that, good on us. So we have to prepare our bodies and our minds for the chaos that's about to happen. This is why we're giving you the information that we're giving you. We are giving you all the keys that you need to set yourself free from the reality that you're about to experience.
Which is the devolving timeline. You gotta feel the fear to heal it, to
you're
get
hearing,
off the devolving timeline.
You're hearing people talking about this separation. There is something physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually that is being separated right now. You need to feel into it so that you can experience it. There's no reason for fear.
Your soul chose to reincarnate during this very time for a higher reason.
You are starting to remember why you're here. You're here for one purpose and one purpose only, to heal.
To wake up.
Not to have nice cars or houses or children or whatever story you want to tell yourself. You're here to heal your traumas. We have the opportunity to birth a new earth, and the only way we can do that,
Gotta let the old die.
we have to be in the highest frequency that we can. Because what's coming at us is also a 12,000 year solar cycle that we are in the middle of.
The ionosphere.
The ionosphere is the
So
weakest that it's ever been in human history.
The sun's heliosphere is also getting weaker and weaker.
All the planets around us are going through a magnetic pole shift. The universe is going through a magnetic pole shift. You think the Earth is going through a magnetic pole shift? Hold on. It's about to happen.
Micro, macro, it's already happening internally.
Every planet around us, it's happening. So why would we just suddenly be blessed that we are not going to do it? And here's what's going to cause it. If the insanity of a nuclear explosion is enough to turn the globe 90 degrees, we are already wobbling as it is. Please continue to breathe. One of these volcanoes goes, it's going to cause a massive tsunami. It's also going to cause a magnetic pole shift. We're expecting, according to the geologists, pay attention, open your eyes, and listen to the information being said to you. According to the world's best geologists, we are expecting a 9.0 or greater earthquake around one of these ring of fire here in the Pacific. 9.0. That's enough to create a magnetic pole shift. This is human extinction shift that's happening around you. So open your eyes and feel into it. What this book has given you is keys to set yourself free from the insanity that you're experiencing.
Well, let's not forget the final extinction, which would just set a ripple effect through everything except nuclear, would be a solar flare.
And then there's the big boy of them all. We are long overdue for at least an X10 solar flare. Now, let me put that in perspective for you so that you can feel into it. Recently, you saw Europe and a couple other places around the globe have complete grid blackout for days. There was no solar flare. That was just solar wind. Now imagine that happening when an X-class solar flare, which is coming our way because the sun is literally resetting itself right now, and we are in the way of the reset of even the sun.
When you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor now, drop deeper into the pain, squeeze it out, hum it out, ohm it out, sound it out.
If lately you've been finding yourself with a lot of emotions, being very short-circuited,
A lot of triggers.
everything sets you off, or you're feeling into your body and you feel exhausted.
Anxiety, depression.
You are going through a shift in your frequency. You're being hit with if frequencies of energies are coming at you at over 900 to 1100 miles per second.
High frequency cosmic energies that we've not been calibrated to receive before.
So that's where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. So take it for whatever it's worth.
Time to wake up.
The healing has to be done internally. You have to heal you. You can't run from it. There's no easy path to this. We can't imbibe cannabis and just check out anymore. She was left here for a purpose. It was to awake humanity. Every time you use her, checking out.
Checking out from where? The body.
That's all you're doing.
Which is your queendom or kingdom.
All
your holy grail. Everything you're looking for is stored.
All your information you need is in your body. But to meet it, you have to meet your pain body.
Can't check out.
So you can't use her to check out. If you are, you're fooling yourself. If you haven't made that move from your reptilian brain, any psychedelic you use at all, you're fooling yourself. You are traveling from your reptilian brain. Science tells you that. Pay attention. So if you're taking ayahuasca or whatever medicine, whatever vision that you are getting it from your reptilian brain, from your ego.
Which is, the reptilian brain is the home of the ego. The ego reigns from there. Let's hold another position, love.
Come out of that position slowly, get some water.
Remember your recalibration ritual.
Unfold the body softly, just be gentle with it. Get into whatever position that you need to get into that feels comfortable for you. If you need to just lay on your back and just be, just feel into all the tension that you held throughout that practice. Feel into it, breathe into it. As Shelley talks to you about the ego.
Well, I'm going to begin by sharing a story that leads us into the ego.
So after you've done your imbibing of your water and you find your comfortable position, like I said, I would recommend just lay on your back, allow your legs to just fall apart, let your hands face the sky, and just relax, breathe. Feel into whatever tension that you experience holding that position. Just breathe slowly into it and out of it. And every time you breathe, bring the breath directly into where you feel the tension. And as Shelley's words are flowing to you and I'm playing the music, just continue to breathe. Please don't try and drift off to sleep. Stay conscious of the breath.
Keep your Shiva in your body. As told in the Devi Mahatmayam, meaning greatness of the goddess, an ancient Hindu text narrating the tale of the battle between good and evil, in which a large army of asuras or demons went up against the mighty goddess Shakti. The army of asuras was led by commanders Chanda, Munda, Dura, Lokana, and Ratabji, and had conquered a host of gods in no time. The discouraged gods begged their guru, Brihaspati, for help, only to receive the following response. Good by itself cannot resist evil, since good is only the counter correlative of evil. Only that which is neither good nor evil can defeat evil. That which is neither good nor evil is called nirguna, or without qualities. The gods traveled to the Himalayas, the home of the goddess, and began to adorn her with beautiful mantras and prostrate to her every form. Durga, the Hindu goddess of protection, justice, and wars, came out of her cave to bathe in the Ganges river when she met by the gods and their request to assist them in destroying the army of asuras. She smiled as she knew exactly what they needed, and out of her body emerged Kali, the Hindu goddess of destruction. She plumped herself on a tree branch while Kali sat under the tree, seducing the asuras to her with her harmonious voice. Two demons, Shumba and Nishumba, were passing by, and Shumba fell in love. He immediately asked his minister to ask her if she'd be his bride. Kali smirked as she agreed to marry him under one condition. Either Shumba or Nishumba has to defeat her in battle. Then and only then will she marry the one who defeats her. Shumba decided to send his general Dumra Lokama to capture her. What was he thinking? Kali burnt him to ashes with the mere sound of a seed mantra. Shumba was obviously a slow learner, as he decided to send two other generals, Chanda and Munda, to bring him his future wife.
Breathe.
As Chanda and Munda approached Durga, she became furious. Durga's face darkened and Kali exploded out of her third eye with her sword swinging. She engaged them in a battle, taking out the entire army of Asuras, and then hand-delivered the severed heads of Chanda and Munda to Durga.
Slow the breath down. Don't forget to keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Look up into the third eye. As you inhale, squeeze the perineum. Pull the energy of your kundalini up your spine.
Belly button pulled into your spine.
Bring it all the way up into your third eye. And as you exhale, feel the energy leave the third eye and go down through the nasal cavity, down onto the top of your roof of your mouth, through your tongue, all the way down your throat, right down into your sacral chakra. So continue to breathe. Be aware of that energy. If you find yourself drifting off to sleep or the medicine pulling you out, just come back to the breath. Slow the breath down.
Durga blessed Kali with the name Chamunda in honor of defeating these two demons. After witnessing such a horrendous act, where the very sound of Kali's roars drops an entire army to the ground, leaving them unconscious, Shumba resorts to his final option to send Raktabija, the chief of demons, to capture Durga. Raktabija had been granted the boon that every drop of his blood that hits the ground morphs into another demon of equal caliber and with the same weapons. Durga instructed Kali to lick up every drop of blood before it hit the ground as she pierced Raktabija with her trident. Kali's wide and long tongue drank up every ounce of blood and ate all the Rakshasas, which are enormous, shape-shifting, fierce-looking demons. Needless to say, the battle between Shumba and Durga continued as he actually thought he could win a battle with the divine, until Durga decided to end his life by ripping open his chest with her trident. This story is a tale of the battle that occurs inside of every one of us. A battle between good and evil, light and dark, positive and negative. A battle that is asking us to remember that we cannot fight the forces of divinity. We must align with the forces of divinity rather than hang on to the illusion of separation and individualism.
Anytime you find your mind drifting, and it will, bring your awareness back to your breath. The human mind processes more than how many thoughts per day, my life?
60 to 80,000 thoughts per day.
Per day.
which are connected to feelings and emotions in the body. Because the thought is like the tree branches, the leaves, the feelings and emotions are the roots of that tree.
So you are literally in chaos all day. Your mind is in absolute chaos all day, and yet you call this living. You
Third
call
eye's
this
not
enjoying.
open, only eyes. 2 eyes are open, and we call that being awake.
So continue to breathe into the body. Continue to feel into wherever. Allow your spine to line up. Adjust yourself. Check in with the body and see if the hips are evenly placed. Is my spine straight? Is my skull lined up with my spine? Is my shoulders both touching equally on the mat? Just check in. Continue to breathe.
Scan. Feel your body inflating like a balloon. Deflating like a balloon.
And just make little minor adjustments to where you feel, okay, that feels equal. Even if it's a little uncomfortable, make sure it's equal. Okay, now move to the next part of the body. And keep doing that. Just go back and forth as you continue to breathe.
Shumba signifies our inner resistance to truth, change, and freedom. Rakta Bija's blood symbolizes the uncontrollable demons that infect our minds and control our reality. And when they're given power through repetition, they multiply exponentially. Kali's hunger for this blood represents the willpower and unwavering devotion to devouring the demons that cloak our inner light. Before I introduce you to the gatekeepers of your holy grail, the life force of your ego, allow me to formally introduce you to my favorite demon slayer, who can help you conquer the Shumbas and Rakta Bijas within you. Her name is Kali, signifying Black One, and she is the fierce manifestation of Shakti. Kali is the feminine version of Kala, or time in Sanskrit, signifying that she is the great destroyer of that which even appears to be permanent. She may also go by names such as Chamunda, destroyer of ignorance and duality; Bhavatarini, she who helps the individual soul to cross the ocean of samsara, exiting the reincarnation cycle; Bhadrakali, the auspicious Black One; and Mahakali, the source of all that is, just to name a few. She's commonly referred to as a dark goddess, as she can be found roaming around cremation grounds, reminding us of the inevitability of the death-rebirth cycle. Her presence inspires us to dance upon the trauma self-corpses that we shed and let die, celebrating the reclamation and homecoming of our higher self. Despite being a goddess of destruction, she is not to be feared. In order for something new to be reborn, something old must die.
Continue to breathe.
And death and destruction is not always love, light, unicorns, and rainbows.
All right, come out of your pose, get some water, sit up, move
It's the
around.
chaos.
If you need to go to the bathroom, this is a good time to go.
If you desire to imbibe more cannabis,
Please be our guest. So I'm starting where, love?
So, let's see, love. can start here, or you can start with all the demons, which is quite a few. Do you want me to do a little more? Or do you want to start here? Okay, perfect. Excellent. Will you pass me the music, please?
Okay, love. What position are you going to do our five threads? Now, we are going to go through the egoic vices. And
because there are 7 egoic vices, which are those demons, the asuras, who seduce your ego to give them power.
And when we say ego, we speak about trauma.
Well, ego was designed to be a servant to our mind and body. Except trauma after trauma, it became the dictator. Our higher self fled from the scene of trauma, so the ego grew in size, getting bigger and bigger. And the more traumas we didn't heal, it got bigger and bigger.
So, from an ego state, before I start reading, I'll give you guys who, I know Ilona, Yolanda knows this because we've been chatting about this today. But we'll share with you a personal story to show you how when our ego has completely taken over us, we would rather die than change. So 2 days ago, I lost a brother who I've been trying for 4 years to move his family to Panama and get him to heal so that he can free himself of this family curse of violence and manipulation and control and abuse.
Fear.
And he kept absolutely, no, I don't want to talk to you about this healing bullshit. I don't want to come to your book reading. I don't want to hear you tell me about no book and what trauma I have to heal. And I have given him money to invest in me. I told him about the stock market and I set him free. And I told him, listen, you can make money, but here's I'm going to put my trust in you. Here's $200,000. So wherever you take me. But I'm going to give you some rules of this game. The stock market is like Vegas. She doesn't take any prisoners. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be wiped out before you know it, because she's a snake. She'll pull you. Ego.
Who's the buffer, the evil serpent who veils itself to look good? So
I kept telling my brother when he was making money, get out. Take out your seed money now. This is how the game is played. Nope, he's all in. I'm like, you're going to be sucked in. And okay, I'll tell you what, I'm out. Bail me out. And he's like, no. I'm like, no, I'll give you back the money. I don't care. I'll give you back however money you have right now. I'll give it to you. That's how sure I am. And I'm like, okay, brother. This is how much I go all in to prove a point. This is how much I'm willing to lose. So let's dance. So last Christmas, we got to the point where, again, 4 years of trying, begging him to get his family out and come to Panama and live free, completely free, because he had the money to do it. And we have gotten to the point where it breaks my heart because I've seen what he's done to his family. He's made them promises that he cannot keep, and he had them believing that they were packing up everything and moving to Panama when I knew he'd never do it. Because this man is so afraid that since COVID, he has locked himself on his farm, on his 10-acre farm in Ocala, Florida, and hasn't left. The only time he will leave, even though no matter how many times I've told him, Jai, the world has gone on. Get your family out, man. Get back into living. No, nobody's allowed on his property. They order everything and have it delivered at the gate. They go up to the gate, they pick it up, they bring it home, they sterilize everything. This is how they've been living for 5 years.
Fear, fear, fear.
So we got to the point, because I don't want to have trivial conversations anymore. I want to speak in a frequency of growing and understanding and expanding.
Yes.
So I don't want to know about how the weather is or what you ate for lunch. It bores me. Let's speak at a higher frequency. But he does not want to hear anything. And I told him, I says, Jai, you are going to leave your family destitute. Take out at least $100,000 and buy gold. Oh, what am I going to do? Eat gold? Okay, bro. I'm out. And he lost over $1 million over the last 6 months. And he has no way that his mind can't wrap himself around understanding that his family's wealth he literally squandered and left him now destitute. And what he has chosen to do is literally check out just as the shit's hitting the fan with the economy.
He's like, I'm out. I don't want to deal with this.
He
It's too
gives
much
him,
for me.
he's a healthy 64-year-old, unvaccinated, gives himself an aneurysm and ends up in the hospital.
And then wakes up from the coma.
Wakes up from 3 days of a coma, and his ego, he will not listen to anyone. This is my brother.
It's Jai's way or the highway.
He literally, when he realized what he had really done and the reality set in, he literally gave himself an aneurysm. He had a hemorrhaging stroke that put him in a coma for 3 days. And when he came out of it, and they were trying to give him instructions, he will not listen to anyone. He was so incredibly unresponsive and violent and that they literally had to sedate him back, and he literally died sleeping. So I have no loss. His last words, which was just 2 months ago to me, were very angry because he doesn't like me to speak my truth. And I spoke my truth to my sister-in-law, who I love to death. And I told her, I says, you may never speak to me again, and I'm okay with that. But you need to understand where you and your husband have now put yourselves in, and reality needs to set in, and you guys gotta figure out the way out. And then he decided 2 months ago that he wanted to come see me out of the blue. We got to the point where we couldn't even communicate anymore. Over text. It was just keep it to a minimum. That's how antagonistic we were to each other. And then suddenly he wants to come visit. And I had to tell him, no.
Which was setting your boundary.
That is not an option for you to come visit me in the peace that I have built, because I have dedicated myself to my healing. And I've been begging you for 5 years to come and heal, and you refuse.
And I remember asking you, what's wrong with him? Is he dying? This is so unlike him to want to leave his house after 5 years.
So he finally left. He went back to Trinidad, where we're from, because I told him no. And he ended up less than 30 days after returning, 2 weeks ago, fell down and the ambulance had to come. Now he has to deal with the reality, as germophobic as he is, that
Waking up in the hospital.
he's waking up in a hospital.
Because this man doesn't go to hotels without carrying his own sheets.
He's never
She's
stayed
never
in a
been in one.
hotel. He doesn't eat in restaurants. This is how much germaphobe he is. And now he's in a hospital, the one place he hates the worst. So he dies. So there's no loss, but this is what Yolanda and I were speaking at the early. I don't feel a loss, because to me, I know my brother. He was a very angry, violent, controlling person who created chaos wherever he went, but he was the most loving, sweetheart man that you would ever meet. He will give you the shirt off his back. You would fall in love with him. He was always kind and always making you laugh and always trying to feed you something delicious and trying to get you drunk. But I knew who he was to his family, and it was like Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So I have come to terms since last year. I'm done. He was the last family member that I unhooked from my attachment from this earth. This is how we live our lives.
Detached.
Free.
And to some it feels cold.
But here is the reality, and this is where the story goes into the ego. He would rather die than to change.
Yeah, a lot of people are there. 9 out of 10 cancer patients would rather die
Than to change. So
this is humanity.
you are being driven by your ego. So if you're fooling yourself and telling yourself that you're healing, if you're not moving from your reptilian brain into your midbrain, you are not healing. The ego, the trauma is running the show. Any kind of commitment that you don't want to make to yourself, to your higher self, that requires pain and discomfort, then you are not moving. Neuroscience teaches you this. Pay attention to the science. You will literally have to move from your reptilian brain to at least the midbrain before you could start waking up consciousness.
The higher brain, the divine mind.
Yolanda and they have been to our house. They just finished a retreat. They will tell you our meditation room in which we sit right now looks like a S&M
spiritual
dungeon. It is straps hanging off the ceiling, yoga hammocks, straps on the wall. We literally sticks everywhere, all sizes of balls and rolling things. We put ourselves through 3 to 5 hours of pain every single day.
So speaking of pain, let's get you all into a pain portal right now. So the next position, I want you to sit with your legs extended straight out, but then bend your knees and let your legs just kind of flop open to the side.
So as I continue to read, and Shelley will guide you through.
Let me finish guiding you here. And then once you're here, you're going to bring your elbows down right above your knees into your inner thighs. And you're going to find a pain portal. And throughout while Kumar's reading, as you're meeting the ego, you're going to move your elbow up and down your inner thigh, pushing into the pain. When you inhale, feel the pain pushing into your elbows. Just let your head drop, slowly inhaling, holding, slowly exhaling. With every pain portal you find, do at least 3 full inhales, holds, exhales for that pain portal before moving your elbows to a new pain portal. But work up and down your inner thighs. And then if you desire and if you're flexible, you can bring your elbow to your calves. Walk your elbow down your calves, down the side of your shin, finding pain portals. Inhaling, holding. Exhaling. While you're inhaling and holding, you gotta conquer the ego. So you swallow. Swallowing quiets that fear voice that says you can't keep holding, you can't push your elbows deeper into that pain that you're feeling. Your breath can't flow deeper down your legs to push up into your elbows. That voice comes from your ego, so swallow. And you'll be able to hold longer. You'll be able to push deeper. When you are holding, you can rock your pelvis from side to side. Movement immediately brings your Shiva into your body, allowing you to hold longer. So begin wherever you're at least 3 breaths in every pain portal, holding your containers, slowly inhaling, feeling your body inflating like a balloon, feeling your breath flowing down your legs, pushing up into your elbows, holding as long as you can. And then slowly exhaling. Find your rhythm, find your dance, hold your container.
Eckhart Tolle says, ego is no more than this: identification with form, which primarily means thought forms. So, what seduces your ego to come out to play? Well, let's meet these 7 egoic vices. Meet the demon of lust. I am the demon who distracts you, through your carnal desires, seduces you to spill your seed unconsciously, guides you to look for love in all the wrong places, and imprisons your Shiva and Shakti. Trauma bonds and toxic attraction is my doing. I keep you plugged into the sex matrix. In order to dismantle me, you must surrender your carnal desires and return to your original blueprint of innocence and purity. Example, you've been programmed to chase after your sexual desires in the pursuit of pleasure, which leads you to unconsciously eject your Shakti. What if you can actually access and feel more pleasure by channeling your Shakti upwards to your higher energy centers instead of out of your lower energy centers? So let's meet the demon of laziness. Well, I'm the demon who prevents you from mastering the art of creating your reality and fulfilling your desires. I prefer sitting around and waiting for someone to show up and give me what I'm too lazy to give myself. I like quick fixes and shortcuts and shit. And I keep you plugged into the misery cycle. Oh yes, sir, I do. In order to dismantle me, you must find diligence, courage, commitment, consistency, and discipline within you. All the shit that I don't do. Example, you've been programmed through the advent of technology, artificial intelligence, allopathic medicine, and the 9-to-5 rat race to become lazy and dependent on these external systems. Your brain can't remember phone numbers or how to get from point A to point B. You are quick to choose a quick fix in the form of a little blue pill instead of putting in the work and commitment to your higher self. You depend on predictable income from a 9-to-5 job that you hate, which is more comfortable than unpredictable income generated by your own creativity. What if you can overcome laziness and dependency by taking the responsibility of how your life plays out? So let's meet the demon of gluttony. Continue to breathe.
Continue to breathe, inhaling, holding, exhaling. If you desire, you can add in another Shakti activator, squeeze your pelvic floor, you can sound it out when you are pushing your elbows deeper into the pain portal on your exhales. Remember to distract your ego as you're holding your breath, to hold longer by swallowing, moving, dancing your elbows in spirals, rocking them back and forth in that pain portal. Hold your container while you continue to meet all of the egoic vices.
So meet gluttony. Every goofy place in town is afraid of gluttony. He puts them out of business. I am the demon who cannot be satisfied. No matter what you give me, food, money, fame, sex, success, love, it ain't never enough. I consume more than I can realistically consume. And then I want some more. I keep you plugged into the poverty consciousness program. In order to dismantle me, you must remember that moderation is key and intuitively know when enough is enough. Example, you've been programmed to believe that you need food for food and energy, and that you must eat 3 meals a day. Do you really need 3 meals a day? What if you can actually thrive on less food because the energy that you once needed to digest the 3 meals a day is now available for other processes? Maybe such as healing? So what about that demon called pride? Pride. I know this one real well.
One whose apartment reeks of rich mahogany.
Ooh, dark rich mahogany. I'm the demon who doesn't allow you to know humility. Oh, you're sure around me. It's all about me. Me and me alone. I need others to know how amazing and important I am. I have life figured out all the way to the bank. Oh, and I really like being the center of attention. Duality is my hook, line, and goddamn sinker. Judgment is my glue that preserves superiority, inferiority, right from wrong, good from bad, rich from poor, healthy from unhealthy, and positive and negative. I don't like you to receive advice, help, criticism from others because I trick you into thinking you're too good for all of that shit. You got it all figured out, brother. And you're never wrong. I keep your ego plugged in to your life force energy and reigning in as an arrogant dictator. That's who I am. In order to dismantle me, you must remember to be humble in your confidence, knowledge, gifts, power, and allow yourself to be humbled by life. For example, you've been programmed to believe that in order to be seen, heard, acknowledged, and accepted, validated, or loved, you have to prove yourself important to others. You don't need like feeling or being perceived as less than, not good enough, wrong, or inferior. You don't like that feeling now. What if when you see, hear, acknowledge, accept, validate, and love you, you no longer have to parade a flag of false egoic pride. Be someone you're not to win over others. Pretend to be superior to others to fill a void within you. So let's meet the demon of anger. I got personal stories with this guy. Woo! This is my demon.
Loving your personality.
This is my demon that I'm personally
Yeah,
conquering
baby.
in this lifetime right now, because I'm taking it for all of my ancestors.
Even with your father, for all your brothers, and how much has your healing of this demon caused it to explode
It will
in
cause,
joy, because the
absolutely.
healing flows out to your brothers, and well, if they don't want to heal, they'd rather die than change.
I would rather
Boom
die than change.
shakalaka.
My way or the highway was my brother's favorite. I know anger personally. I've had to take anger management classes. I've had to see psychologists for my anger problems. So this is the demon that I'm changing and chasing in this life
And
experience. And taming. So let me introduce you to the demon of anger. I am the demon who cannot be controlled, no matter how hard you try. I will destroy everything in my path before you can blink an eye, without even thinking of the potential consequences. I keep you plugged into vengeance, the blame game, the victimhood consciousness program. And by the way, I have a very fucking short fuse. In order to dismantle me, you must open your heart to compassion, patience, and unconditional love for you and all beings. Example, you've been programmed to believe that you're not worthy, not good enough, so you repress, deny, bury, hide, cut off the truth of who you are in order to be deemed worthy and good enough. Any form of repression breeds anger. What if when you can claim, own, and acknowledge that form of repression, we're guiding you to see and feel how you are the only one who can repress you. You can't use the suppressed anger as the fuel to unrepress and reclaim you. Only you can free you. So let's
Remember, keep walking your elbows up and down your legs. If you need to pull your feet a little closer, pull them a little closer. You can rock your knees up and down while you're inhaling, exhaling, and holding, or just while you're holding. Keep working, because the inner thighs, that Chamunda demon that I introduced you to at the beginning of the ceremony, the home of Chamunda in your body is up and down your inner thighs. So work that demon of ignorance out of your inner thighs, all the veils of illusion, all the fear of loss.
So let's meet the demon of envy. I am the demon who cannot be satisfied with what I create or have in life. I spend my life drooling over what others have, wanting what you have, and jealous of what you have, because what I have just plain ain't good enough. I keep you plugged into competition, comparison, judgment, and the poverty consciousness program. Real well. In order to dismantle me, you must open your heart and raise your vibrational frequency to one of gratitude for all that you already have. So for example, you've been programmed to compare and judge yourself in relation to others, breeding competition, when the only person you should be competing with is yourself. This is why we encourage you to have a daily practice. Push yourself, compete with you. What if in feeling gratitude you realize that you have much more than who or what you're envious of, which magnetizes to even more, creating a positive self-reinforcing cycle of receiving more. It's simple. But simple isn't always easy. So let's meet the demon of greed. What can I say? Nothing is ever good enough for me. Oh shit, no, hell no. I want everything for me, and I will go to any cost to get what I want. Yep. I most definitely keep you plugged into the poverty consciousness program of scarcity, limitation, and lack. In order to dismantle me, you must embody generosity and transform from toxic selfishness to sacred selfishness. For example, you've been programmed to believe that there is limited time, money, and resources. What if, when you unplug from the poverty consciousness program and receive the abundance of you, you retrieve your divine inheritance of spiritual and material abundance? Conquering and dismantling these demons begin by healing the traumas that gave birth to them. Otherwise, as your army of demons grow and puts on thicker armor, the more you are untamed, dictator-like ego will spiral out of control. These 7 demons are the life force for your ego, keeping your ego alive and active. If your ego was a human, these 7 demons will be living in the womb of your ego.
If you need to hydrate, come out of the position, hydrate, stretch, rotate from side to side, let your arms just swing, shake loose all that you're feeling.
Did you like the personality?
I love the personalities. That's exactly what I asked for.
I've always delivered.
I know you deliver, and that's why I asked.
It's interesting because as I was creating them, I can feel the energy of
Oh,
each of them.
the energy was vibrating.
I'm like, wow. And I kept being drawn back into this southern Louisiana somewhere.
Well, remember when I wrote this section, you were swinging in the hammock, giving me the personalities as I was typing it out? This section of the Kunda buffer.
Oh, yeah.
I was peeing myself laughing as I'm trying to record him and type it all out as his personalities are coming. I'm like, okay, what do you got to say about the demon of lust? And boom, go.
So these, I completely thank you for your love.
That's why you had to read them, because you wrote them.
These demons literally came out of me. These weren't researched. These demons I literally pulled out of me because I knew
asked and
every single one of them. These words that I put there, those are mine. Like I own every one of those demons. Those words were not like researched and typed up. It was literally
on the spot. I'm sitting at the table on our patio.
And I'm sitting in the hammock watching the birds fly by. Toucans, probably.
Probably.
Fucking toucans. Because we are literally living in paradise. Like toucans are outside our windows. We have
Tell me you counted. How many birds?
I'm doing thousands of birds. This is like the bird capital of the world. It's not unusual to have parrots and everything else.
And it's the golden frog capital of
Only
the world.
place in the world that you can find a golden frog.
They're almost extinct. This is the last place on the earth where there's golden frogs from the golden ages.
So
yeah, it was quite. I think this was the funnest part of my book that I wrote. The funniest and the funnest.
This is how this book was birthed. It was literally birthed by the masculine and the feminine. Shelley will give me an idea or tell me what something that she's stuck on, and I would imbibe some cannabis because that's how she wrote the book. Doing her ritual and start writing. And the way we wrote the book is we wrote it from us and then did the research after to confirm what we had already felt in. We started this journey with the most powerful medicine on the planet was our very first medicine. And it just called to us.
Found us.
Bufo was our very first. We did no research on it, didn't know anything about psychedelics. I smoked a little of cannabis when I was young because I'm from the Caribbean and that's the most normal thing in the world, but I never had an abusive relationship with her. Once if I go to a party, somebody passes me a joint, I take a couple of puffs and I'm done.
Didn't know a thing about Bufo.
I introduced her to cannabis.
Yeah, you did. Brownies, actually. Those
and
were my first,
literally,
and
cannabis, Bufo guided us into this book. This book was literally birthed from the masculine. This is the keys to what we have discovered in our healing. How do we know that what we tell you is true? Because
we felt it.
We have felt it. We are living beyond our wildest dreams. And we pinch ourselves every day and we're like, how did we find ourselves here? How did we unplug? How is the world not seeing what's coming? How are people not choosing to heal, authentically heal?
Cognitive dissonance created by the ego.
Everything, all the illusions are being unveiled to you and you still can't see them.
Fear.
So there is no kicking the can down the road that if you haven't healed yet, if you haven't gotten to that place of being absolutely comfortable with who you are or where you are, like right this instant, you ain't got time to go find another way. We are at that tipping point. You haven't tamed your
ego, if you can't discern between your higher self and trauma self,
That ego will run
Time
you
to
into the
step up your
ground.
game. Discernment is needed in the coming times because you're not going to know what's real, what's fake, what's an illusion, what's AI.
You already don't know because you already surrendered. You're believing your Kunda buffer is your Kundalini. If you're believing that, you are so lost. If you've ever had a Kundalini awakening, you will know what Kundalini feels like.
Not like Kunda buffer.
But the Kunda buffer is Kundalini's evil twin. She will trick you into thinking that your Kundalini, your higher consciousness is online. Science tells you, has to be moved. Reptilian brain have to move into at least the midbrain before it can get into the frontal
Brain is
neocortex.
the bridge.
So, any position?
Yes. So now go face down on your belly. Hara, womb grounded to Mother Earth. Belly button grounded to Mother Earth. Third eye grounded to Mother Earth. Arms by your side, palms facing down, palms open, grounded to Mother Earth. And then once you are there, just check in, connect to your breath. Nice, long, slow inhales through your nose. Breathe in and meet your glass ceiling. Where can your breath not inhale? Where can it not flow? Where do you meet that restriction that says you can't inhale anymore? Rock your shoulders back and forth. Feel any tension in your shoulders because they may not be able to reach Mother Earth. They may be curled forward, eliciting pain. Feel all the tension in the back of your neck. Exhale, let go. Just relax into this position, meeting all the pain, all the stuckness, all the tension, all the emotions that arise. Slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling. Practice holding at the bottom of your exhale in this position. A little trick to go into the hold at the bottom of your exhale. At the top of your inhale, check in with your mind. Okay, I'm going to exhale and hold. So prepare your Shiva. You can squeeze your pelvic floor, you can hum, you can om, you can sigh it out, whatever sound you desire to make. The preparation paired with the sound shifts you into a parasympathetic nervous system state, a more relaxed state, so you can slow down your exhale and then hold at the bottom. Hold as long as you can and then inhale slowly. Flow right into your exhale. Squeeze and sound if you desire. And hold at the bottom.
So these 7 demons are the root of your ego's personality, altering the perception of your reality and clouding your ego's authentic purpose, to be in service to you, rather than you in service to your ego. As a dictator, your ego loves its position of power and control, hence why it has more stronghold ever over on you. It's ruling from your throne. It will whisper fear and lies in your ears to prevent you from reclaiming your position on your throne. And just like a dictator with an enormous amount of power and control, getting this dictator to resign to its original role will never be an easy task. These demons really don't like to look in the mirror. That's why accountability is such a hard thing for 99% of the people on this planet. You don't like having the mirror held up to you. They don't like what they see. So projecting is one of your favorite activities. They feel better when your ego projects your own shit onto others. You judge you, but instead of healing your judgment, your ego judges others in an attempt to prevent you from feeling the pain of your self-inflicted judgment. Yet these demons are veils, and that reflects back to your deceptions, illusions, and struggles that are in vibrational alignment with your projection. They literally mirror your own shit to you, whether you can see it for what it is or not. This is why cannabis projects you to you. If you are lost, she's going to keep you further lost. If you have fear, she will give you anxiety.
Yes, she will. She shows you.
These demons don't really like looking in the mirror at all. The heart of your ego is responsible for the creation of the false identities and sub-personalities that emerge to protect you from future pain. Along with the trauma comes shame, guilt, unworthiness, lack of trust, self-doubt, abandonment, betrayal, anger, rage, fear, scarcity, and lack of safety, and on and on and on. All of which form the foundation of these sub-personalities. They dictate the personality traits that you need in order to stay safe and contribute into the destruction of the walls around, into the construction of the walls around your womb and your heart. So we have to build that wall. That's what we do. On your dark night of the womb journey, you may encounter sub-personalities that oppose your journey. They will try to stop you from reclaiming your throne. They will tell you that you have enough, you know enough. If you already knew, then what are you doing here looking for more? Your progress will feel like you have one foot on the accelerator and the other foot on the brake. If it was working, it would be working harder, don't you think? On the contrary, you may encounter sub-personalities who actually contribute to your higher healing journey and motivate you to liberation from your dictatorship. The soul of your ego lives in your unconscious mind, or your cerebellum, your reptilian brain. That is where you function from. So when you're taking medicine from the reptilian brain, the soul of your ego is where you are taking the medicine from. That is who you're feeding. Your unconscious mind functions like a hard drive for your ego. The root cause of an abandonment or betrayal trauma is stored both in your unconscious mind, which directly influences your ego, and in your womb or hara, as is its storehouse of all unconscious imprints. So if you're not going into the pain body, you are not unfolding these imprints. If this root cause that instructs your ego to fabricate the false identity to keep you safe, you don't need to kill your ego, as many are quick to want to do. Casting it out is bad or evil is casting out part of you, as your ego is a member of your mind, body, and soul complex. You need to dethrone it and return it to its original soul purpose, which is serving you. Once dethroned, you don't lose your ego, you merely stop identifying with your ego. As you meet these 7 egoic demons and dethrone your ego, you'll advance through the series of stages. The initial stage will be marked by a lack of awareness of your ego. In this stage, your ego is fragile, overactive, and on guard. It drives all of your behaviors, actions, and decisions. Protecting your egoic identity is your top priority. Any form of conflict, disagreement, or confrontation feels very threatening. Your mindset is rather rigid and completely closed off to what may be possible when you reclaim your throne. The second stage arrives when you are able to differentiate your ego/trauma from your higher self. Catching your ego in action becomes easier and easier, and you begin to release attachment to the stories your egos are told. And now you can discern truth, especially if you are being held accountable for your words and your actions. The third stage invites you to be conscious of witness of your ego. You are beginning to spot your ego coming from a mile away, giving you enough time to transform unconscious trauma responses and defense systems into conscious responses from your higher self. You now reclaim your right to be the writer of your movie, and changing a repetitive pattern in the movement in that moment, you create a new neural network. Paving these new neural network is how you take your power back from your ego. The final stage is a period of integrating your ego's original purpose. You set new boundaries and are extremely aware of all the different ways your ego will sneak up behind you and try to seduce you back into the old stories, thought patterns, belief systems, and trauma selves. Yet you are sneakier than your ego. You've accepted your shadows, quite possibly integrated many of them, and are well on your way to mastering emotional, instinctual, and intellectual intelligence. The reclamation of your throne is a reclamation of your innate intelligence, your inner AI. You don't need AI.
Nope, you need I.
You are already it.
Exactly.
So come out of your position, get some water. You want to take everything out?
Yes. Phew. Remember your recalibration ritual. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back to gallery view. Your entertainment of these ego personality ceremony has concluded, and now it's check-in time with all of you.
So that was quite the journey, folks. Thank you all
Thank you
for
all
joining us.
for
It has
being here.
always been our highest pleasure.
Pun intended.
You guys literally got to meet some of my many personalities. Before we jump in, I'll tell you guys a really quick story, and then we'll jump into you guys' feedback. So when, as some of you know, Shelley and I had literally a whirlwind relationship. I had sworn out of, I'd been married twice before, and I slept with a lot of women, like. So by the time
Relentless.
I was looking
In your
for an
pursuit.
awoken womb, that's what I was looking for.
You weren't gonna stop until you found
And
one.
you were literally my last, because when we met, I told her that. If you're looking to get married, I'm not your guy. If you're looking for kids, I'm not your guy. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, I'm out. You're cute and
Right.
smart,
Good and good.
I'm out. Within 5 years, I'm out of this country. I will be living on the beach in Mexico, and I will be free of this whole financial system.
I had already gotten out of the country.
You were living in Portugal.
I was, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming back to the US for you, but we gotta get out of the country. ASAP.
So we got, within 30 days, we went on 4 dates. On the fourth date, we were never separated. And we've been together ever since that 4
30
days.
days later.
30 days later, after I told her I will never marry again. And if I do, you will sign a prenup.
And I did, happily.
She said to me, I ended up proposing to her. So
Absolutely.
when we went to meet her mom, this is like super fast. We're sitting at PF Chang's in Arizona, and it's her mom, and I think a couple of friends, your sister, your brother. There was a group of people, and there was a big table for us. So
It
apparently.
was like my birthday / engagement party.
Party,
They didn't know
all
it
at
was
once.
the engagement.
Yeah, we broke the news to them over there.
portion.
But to speed things up, what we ended up doing is, we had dinner, and then everybody started telling jokes, and Shelley whispered to me, remember, short relationship, family
Oh yeah, I
tradition,
forgot to tell you.
you can go as dirty as you want, but everybody tells a joke, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. So and I'm laughing and I'm carrying on. And then it came my turn, and I'm like,
He was the last one to go.
I got nothing. And she's looking at me, and I could see this worried look on her face, like, what the
Wait,
fuck?
what?
I thought you checked off everything
You're
on my
embarrass
list.
me?
What happened to the sense of humor?
That was number 1 on my list.
Fuck, did I miss that? And I could see the panic in her face, like, how did I not see this red flag? I know it was a whirlwind relationship. I know I said yes to marry this man that I don't know that I met like 2 months ago.
Not
This
even
is
a month
insane.
ago.
This is absolutely insane. I've moved in with this man.
And he's not funny?
I've given up my life in Portugal that I was actually moving to Turkey to work in a spa healing center
Yeah.
as
Well,
the
I was on my way
chiropractor,
to go back to
and I
Italy.
gave it all up for some dude who, he might be cute, but he ain't funny. Fuck me. So we get through dinner.
We let him off the hook. Okay, fine. It's all good. You don't have to tell a joke. We get it. It's your first time.
So we're on our way home, and it's about a 45-minute drive on the highway, and we're driving home, and she's quiet. She's like super quiet. I'm like, fuck me, I gotta fix this. But I drew a blank. I had nothing in me when they called me on stage, which is so unlike me. For those of you who know me know I can't shut up. Anyway, so we end up about halfway through. I said to her, I says, I know what's wrong.
I remember the exit we were passing on the
And
51
she's
you
like,
asked me.
What? What do you think is wrong? I says, you think I'm not funny, don't you?
Fuck, you got it.
And I could see the look. I looked across at her and she's just like, yep, I get that button just right.
Yep,
Oh yeah, I got the
that's
bingo
it.
on that one. And then I proceed in the very most professional, non-emotional matter of fact way to discuss with her all the legal issues that I would have if I had opened my mouth and told one of the many funny jokes that I know, because wait, my whole personality is a fucking joke, so it never stops
NDA
around
for
me.
HBO.
And I have signed an NDA for HBO, and I didn't give her a chance to breathe. I just spelled it all out, explaining to her that any more than one person in my presence when I tell a joke is considered an audience. And that group of people that you call family would have been considered an audience. And if somebody reported me to HBO, I would be losing my one night in the Philippines where I have a live to perform.
I'm like, wait, you didn't tell me about this.
And she, remember folks, we had only known each other for a
At this
little over
point,
a month.
35
So
days.
anything I say was golden, and I carried it perfectly.
I was fooled for maybe a second.
And I had her from that moment for the next 30 minutes in pure laughter, so much so that she peed herself in my very expensive car.
I know.
And she couldn't stop laughing. She got home, literally ran to the bathroom, sat down, pulled her pants off, and I never
Didn't
stopped.
stop. Didn't
I was
stop till we fell
relentless, relentless. She could barely brush her teeth until she had to say, like, turn it off. Please, I want to sleep. Make him go away.
I got what I asked for. Oh boy.
And then
did
she
I
learned a
ever.
very important lesson. Do not put me close to water.
Oh gosh.
If I'm close to water, you are in trouble. So,
We saw Jesus walking out of the ocean in Hawaii. Don't know if that was an illusion or not, but literally this man with a backpack, we're in the ocean, here he comes, like, top of his head rises above the water, and head above the water, next thing you know, he's walking out of the ocean onto the beach, butt-ass naked.
and nobody would say anything, so my loud ass mouth goes, was it just me or did we all just see Jesus walking out of this water? Alright, so off to the races.
There you go, a little laughter to close out this evening's ceremony.